Hello everyone, I am Sai Bramarambika of Textile Technology second year. Today I am going to drive you through the topic identification of textile fibers. What are textile fibers? Fiber is a near microscopic hair-like substance that can be natural or man-made. For a fiber, it has to possess some properties like adequate length, fineness, strength and flexibility so that it forms a good yarn and it has good fabric construction. So, firstly, what is identification of textile fibers? How are you going to identify them? When you go for shopping, we touch the cloth and we tell what kind of it is. That is one type of test we are doing to identify what kind of fabric or fiber it is. There are number of methods available for characterization of structural, physical and chemical properties of fiber. Various methods include like microscopic method, solubility method, heating method, burning method, density and satin test. We are going to learn and know all about this in the further slides. Types of test. There are two types of test. One is technical and non-technical. In non-technical test, we have feeling test and burning test. In technical test, we have microscopic test and chemical test. What are the basic test for identification? Hand or feel test. Like you touch the cloth and know. Visual examination. You'll just see the cloth and know what it is. Burning test. You take a strand of fiber and burn it and note the properties and know what it is. Twist on drying, like when you wash and dry some clothes, some get compressed and some get elongated because of different characteristics it has. Flotation test, microscopic analysis and chemical analysis. We all know what is microscopic analysis. We may all have did in our biology in our schooling. Microscopic analysis is taking the cloth under microscope and viewing it 100 power and identifying the fiber. Chemical analysis, treating fabric with different solvents or chemicals and knowing what kind of fiber it is. Feeling test, a person has to be very perspective in the feeling test because many of the fibers seem very different to us. So feeling test is you touch the fiber and know what kind of fiber it is. Burning test, take one strand of fabric and take it near to the flame and you have to note down the observations like how is it burning, what is the odor and what is color of the flame and how much amount of ash it is forming and what kind of ash it is, like it is smooth or it is very hard, and colors all can be examined in this way. Identification of fibers through burning test. Like I told you, you take a fiber to the end of the flame and note down. So we are going to discuss 4 natural fibers here and know what kind of different characteristics they show when they go in the burning test. Cotton. Cotton, you know, as it is a natural fiber, you know, it will give you smell of burning leaves and it will be ignited very easily. And cotton will give the ash which can be easily crumbled, and even the ignited cotton can be blown out very easily, like we do with the candles, like we do candles in our birthdays. Next is linen. Linen takes little bit longer to ignite, but its ash is very close to the brittle and linen can be extinguished very easily by blowing off, just like cotton. Silk, you know, it is a protein fiber and it usually burns readily, but it doesn't have a steady flame and it smells like burning hair, and ash can be crumbled easily. But in this, silk cannot be extinguished very easily like cotton and linen. Wool is also a protein fiber and it takes harder to ignite when compared to silk, and it is difficult to keep wool burning steadily, and smell of burning wool is also same as silk burning hair. Technical test, there are certain technical tests we can do, like you need a technical laboratory and you need different kinds of equipments, and you need skilled people and technical things like how you handle the chemicals and how accurate your analysis is. All these kinds of things are very important when you come to technical tests. There are two types of technical tests. One is microscopic test and chemical test. As I told you before, microscopic test, take a strand of fiber and put it under microscope and magnify at a minimum of 100 power and look what kind of fiber it is. You'll only know when you have first seen some of the fabrics or fibers, and you'll be easy to identify them. It can easily distinguish between two fibers, and it can be very easy when it comes to natural fibers, because natural fibers are naturally made and they have different cross-sectional views, like cotton, jute, hemp. But when it comes to synthetic, they look very similar to each other, and there are very many different kinds of synthetic fibers, so it becomes little difficult for us to identify between two synthetic fibers under a microscope. Now we are going to see again four natural fibers and their behavior under microscope. Cotton is single elongated cell. It resembles a collapsed spirally twisted tube with a rough surface. Linen looks like hair, and it shows several cylindrical filaments with fine pointed ends. And in wool you can see the three cross-sectional layers: epidermis, cortex, and medulla. Silk little appears like elliptical and triangular in cross section when seen under microscope. It is composed of fibrin, consists of two filaments, brin, which is held together by secrin. Chemical test. There are two types of chemical test which we can perform: satin and solvent test. Satin test is also known as double barrel fiber identification, and satin test is based on theory that each fiber has its own two distinct colors reaction when treated with satin. Like when you take a fiber and you treat it with dilute acetic acid, and take another fiber and treat it with mild alkali, then in these two reactions you see two different colors. So in this way you can identify fabrics or fibers very easily. In solvent test, it involves treating of fiber in certain solvents for different identification of fibers. It becomes very little difficult, like you don't know the exact solvent which you need to identify for certain or the identified cloth or fiber. Thank you.